This episode is brought to you by the Dungeoncast, a Dungeons & Dragons podcast where co-hosts Will and Brian explore all things Dungeons & Dragons, including lore, game mechanics, and creative concepts. Whether it's a detailed discussion on the strangulation techniques of black puddings or their continual drawing of Demogorgon's ire, join the Dungeoncast as they have casual, educational, and humorous conversation about the world's most popular tabletop role-playing game. I really enjoy this podcast. I like to listen to it when I'm painting my miniatures. They do a great job of breaking down classes, races, and monsters in an easy-to-understand way, especially like when they get into the 4th Ed lore, because I didn't play a lot of 4th edition D&D. New episodes of the Dungeoncast air every Monday on YouTube, iTunes, or anywhere else podcasts can be found. If you love Dungeons & Dragons, then you will love the Dungeoncast. At age 13, I had just moved to Roselle Park, New Jersey, which is kind of like the Jersey Shore, but instead of the natural beauty of the ocean, there's just even more Guidos named Tony. I was a bookish fat kid from cow country without a single starter jacket or giant clock medallion to my name, so my school quickly determined my social standing to be somewhere beneath a cockroach turd. And that made me grateful to at least have a dungeon master who tolerated me enough to let me play in his group. Even when he killed a dozen exotic pets one summer trying to show them off in stupid ways, I empathized with his desire to be cool and special, and how he thought walking around a Jersey suburb with a big spider on his shoulder would do that for him. I didn't even call him out when he claimed he could read a 300-page novel in an afternoon, though it was obvious he was barely skimming the books. He was clearly suffering from some major insecurity, and that made him create his D&D campaign around his best friend, while also treating the least popular kid in school like garbage. The campaign centered around a dragon cleric named Drakkar the Dragon Lord.
Drakkar the Dragon Lord, restore your church to glory. The rest of us don't matter. You're the hero of the story.
Drakkar!
Controlling dragons with your mind.
Drakkar!
Magical dragon claws divine. The rest of us must fall in line. You're the hero of the story.
Drakkar the Dragon Lord!
And friends. Except I wasn't even really counted amongst the end friends. I was like a sidekick to the sidekicks, more of a gimp, really. While the campaign's A plot involved Drakkar reshaping one of the world's oldest organized religions, the B plot was about a series of demigods punishing me for the crime of being alive. In my first session with that group, I did something the dragon cleric didn't like. We got in a fight, I killed him, but then I got killed by the party. The DM then retconned the cleric's death, but he let my character stay dead. I go into more detail about this in the cartoon called Tales of the Bloody Druid. There's a link to it in the description below. So my next character with that group was a paladin. I thought I couldn't get any more different than an orc fighter thief. I'll be good, I'll be pure. My first memory of that character was rolling a survival check to take down a deer so that our party could eat something besides field rations. It turns out that that deer was sacred to an ancient and powerful druid that lived in the forest. So he saw what I had done and he polymorphed me into a rabbit that I might better understand the plight of prey animals. This meant I had to sit on my thumb for an entire session of gameplay while everyone else played around me. Once the group had rushed to the aid of a village that was being attacked by an evil cult, I managed to kill one of the cultists, but apparently it was one of their holy days, so the DM decided to strike me with a divine curse. The Dragon Magazine article where he pulled the curses from specifically said not to curse a player unless they killed 20 or more followers, and also not to kill anybody who worked with other churches and other gods, like my paladin did. But, what was he gonna do, not screw me over? I was stricken with the curse of hunger, so that I had to eat the equivalent of 5 cows every day, or permanently lose a hit point. Now, I couldn't afford that much food, and it would take all day to eat anyway, and I guess probably all night to poop it out. So that curse is designed to just destroy a character. Kind of a fun thing happened here. The one magic item the DM had given me was a cursed stopwatch. If I pressed a button on it, he would either cast slow on me, or freeze me in time completely. So I kept pressing the button until I froze myself. I was put on a cart and taken to my church where I was told that I could be freed from the curse as long as I was willing to become a cleric. So that's what I did. This meant I would not be able to claim my sacred paladin mount that I had earned at level 3 as a paladin until I advanced another 4 levels as a cleric. Not that it would matter, it wasn't like the DM was going to let one of my characters live that long. It wasn't long before I got my hands on a set of full plate armor. We got into a skirmish with some orcs, and I let it slip that these orcs are going to have to roll natural 20s just to hit me. I guess that pissed the DM off because he then fudged a series of 4 attacks claiming that each one was a natural 20. This happened behind a DM screen, of course, and no one was allowed to see the miraculous 420s rolled back to back. But That was how my second character was killed, on a whim, by a petty, spiteful man-baby. My final character of that group was a wizard, and he was killed when one of our regular players was replaced by Drakar's girlfriend. She took over the role of the superstitious Minotaur, a character that my wizard had gone on several adventures with. She told the DM,
It says here I don't like magic. I killed the wizard.
I mentioned that no, our characters were friendly. We'd fought together side by side a bunch of times, but she was undeterred. She got a surprise round of attacks on me. Second edition, if you got the jump on somebody, you could just do your full complement attacks, and a low-level wizard just can't withstand being gored and hit by axes repeatedly. This would be my second character in this group killed by the party. I left the group after that, and I wouldn't see that DM again until years later when I hooked up with his sister. Yeah, I know that's petty and outside the scope of the game table, but still makes me smile to remember his reaction to seeing me leave his house while he was eating his breakfast and kissing his sister goodbye. Honestly, it was kind of a miracle that I played D&D at all after that. I must have had some fun playing with them, but I don't remember any of it. When I look back at that time, I just feel frustrated and angry that I let them treat me like that. Mad at myself that I had such a tolerance for abuse. For the next couple of years, I'd go on to play in a few short-lived 2- and 3-player games with other people, and eventually I would find my way into a 2-year-long campaign. But that's a story for another day.
Guys, if you like this cartoon and you'd like to watch more of them, go down to my description box or go to my playlist on my channel for cartoons. Mostly this channel has miniature videos, so if you want to just watch the cartoons, you got to do a little work. If you'd like to support this channel, please consider making a donation to the GoFundMe campaign. That's also in the description below. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe. Until next time.